What's going on, fam? Here we got another budget pistol review, man. Today's review we got, it's really a comparison. It's not a review, man, because I reviewed these two pistols already. But this is a comparison between two budget pistols that you may be interested in, especially if you're getting into guns for the first time. You don't want to spend an arm and a leg. So the first gun is the Zigana PX-9, Tisas Zigana PX-9 GEN 3, chambered at 9mm, and the second one we got here is a Smith Wesson SD9VE, chambered at 9mm. Both of these pistols are what you consider budget pistols, $200 to $400 range. Most of the time we consider budget pistols to be like $200 to $300. Moderate price pistols maybe like $400 to $500. Okay, so these are definitely budget pistols. They both fall into 300, no more than 350 for any of these guns. The Zigana is going to be the cheapest. I found this one for $208 brand new. They have other versions that's going to cost a little bit more, maybe even close to $300. Smith & Wesson on the low end, you're going to catch this for maybe about $270 to maybe $320 on the high end. Maybe $320. That's a big maybe. Most of the time you catch specials on different websites and gun shows. You'll catch them for as low as maybe $250. You know, stuff like that. Mines came with, you might get different versions. This one came with a Crimson Trace light to attach on the bottom. They used to come in black. I don't see them in black as much anymore. Most of the time you can catch them in stainless and black. Stainless and OD green frame. These, you catch them in black. I think you can also catch them in same thing. I think they have flat dark earth, and I think they have OD green. Okay. Both come with Picatinny rails on the bottom to attach your lasers or your lights or anything like that. Both of them, none of them have any external safeties, which is good for self-defense and carry pistols, in my opinion. Let's look at the dimensions. The Zigana is significantly taller because it holds more in the grip, more in the magazine. The sights on the Zigana, I like the black combat sights. I just don't like how small the front sight is. It's a little small for my liking. Smith & Wesson has the standard 3-dot sights, which is okay. No loaded chamber indicators on the top for the Zigana. There's a one on the top, a window at the top for Smith & Wesson. As far as the length of the slides, these are both compact pistols, almost identical. I would say the Smith & Wesson just a little longer. That's it. Both 4-inch barrels. The slide quality, as far as the finish, pretty good on both. I would say the Zigana's seems to be more durable for the money. Triggers, actually magazines. Zigana comes with 218 round magazines. Smith & Wesson comes with 216 round magazines. So obviously the magazine capacity goes to the Zigana. It wins in that department. Trigger pull, like I said, Smith & Wesson, this gun really modeled after the Sigma. Very long take up. The Smith & Wesson, this gun is slightly better than the Sigma as far as the trigger goes. It's definitely a little bit softer than the Sigma's was. Absolutely, hands down. Not that much of a difference though, but it's okay. The Zigana's trigger is phenomenal. Much better than the Smith & Wesson's trigger. I love it. Look at this. Right there. Look at that boy. This is going to be a pleasure to shoot. I can't wait. Both drop-free magazines. Okay. Now let's weigh them. Let's see how heavy they are unloaded. Let's bring out the Rebel scale here. So the Zigana with the 18 round magazine unloaded will weigh about 1 pound 12 ounces. So it's a little heavier than most would probably like to carry, but I would use this for, I would carry it. I mean, you ain't gotta be a bitch. If you're a man, you can carry it. So 1 pound 12 ounces for the Zigana pistol, and 1 pound 6 ounces for the Smith and Wesson. So Smith and Wesson is going to be significantly lighter at 22 ounces, and then the Zigana is going to come in at about 28 ounces. Okay, so give or take. I mean, you be the judge as far as the comfort on the comfort of the grip. Smith and Wesson's pretty comfortable. Doesn't really dig into your hand. Y'all know how I feel about when the gun, this part meets the frame. Sometimes it curves down in certain pistols and it'll dig into your finger right here. You don't really get that with the Smith and Wesson. It's very comfortable. The Zigana is just a phenomenally comfortable pistol. I mean, this thing just leaves a whole lot of room, right? It's just a fucking wonderful. It feels like it was made for your hand, man. Lovely pistol to carry. Takedowns, you know, you pull it back kind of similar to the XD. Pull it back, pull the pin out, press the trigger, slide comes off. Smith & Wesson has the Glock style takedown, pull down the notch, rack it, you know the rest. You have a finger pads here for the Smith & Wesson, kind of coincides with the stippling right here on the grip. I like this. You can get a good feeling of the ridges on there, kind of like it kind of does something to the memory where you can just like, okay, you know that thing is right there for you to rest your finger on the side of that pistol. The Zigana doesn't have any indents here, but it does have a stippling here that kind of, like I said, coincides. It complements the grip stippling. You can rest your finger here. There's no dent, but still, I like that they put that little added touch on it. Finishes, I would say the Zigana's finish is much better than the Smith & Wesson's, man, for the money. You don't see a lot of the tooling marks and stuff like that on the Zigana than you would see on the Smith & Wesson. You wouldn't really expect that on the Smith & Wesson, but if you look at this gun, and at least mine, you see a lot of, you have to be here to see it. It doesn't bother me. It's just like little imperfections right here when they cut the slide and stuff like that. You don't really see that on this pistol for as cheap as this gun is. But hands down, this gun is the most comfortable compact pistol I own. Bottom line. So out of these two budget pistols, which one would I recommend? Both of them. But if you had to go with the magazine capacity, I would go with the Zigana, the comfort. The Zigana is comfortable. I think the sights on the Smith & Wesson might be just a slight bit better. Just a little bit. Because it kind of lost the point with me. The Zigana with the dot is a little small in the front. They should have made the dot a little bigger. And yeah, does have a loaded in chamber indicator right here on the Zigana, kind of similar to the XDs. Red means dead. There you go. So, like I said, price wise, this is gonna run you $200 to maybe $280 or $290. I think some of them I saw for $300. I'm not sure why this one was exactly $200. It's no flaws. It wasn't used. It's brand new. Not sure what they had a special or something going on. These, like I said, $270, so maybe $320 on the high end. That's a little pushing it. You mostly gonna find these for going around $285, $275, $285. Both good guns, good selections. Go look for the Smith & Wesson SD9VE and the Tisas model PX-9 Gen 3. Zigana. This is Rebel Shooter. Catch y'all later. And I'm out.